Welcome to Sonora Mind, where you can find peace and improvement through the power of sounds. If you like this audiobook, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. And check out in the description the complete ebook available on Amazon. Now, let's begin the reading. We hope you enjoy it. Introduction. Sometimes, when all our doubts, fears, and insecurities wrap ourselves up, we always come up with the idea of, I wish I was somebody else. More often than not, we think and believe that someone, or rather, most people are better than us, when in reality, the fact is, most people are more scared than us. So, if you want to be more confident, remember that other people want that too. Nobody is perfect or free of insecurities. You spot a totally eye-catching girl sitting by herself at a party, casually sipping on a glass of Asti Spumante. You think to yourself, she looks so perfectly calm and confident. But if you could read through her transparent mind, you would see a bunch of clouds of thoughts, and you might just be amazed that she's thinking, are people talking about why I am seated here alone? Why don't guys find me attractive? I don't like my ankles, they look too skinny. I wish I was as intelligent as my best friend. We look at a young business entrepreneur and say, what else could he ask for? He stares at himself at the mirror and murmurs to himself, I hate my big eyes. I wonder why my friends won't talk to me. I hope mom and dad would still work things out. Isn't it funny? We look at other people, envy them for looking so outrageously perfect, and wish we could trade places with them, while they look at us and think of the same thing. We are insecure of other people, who themselves are insecure of us. We suffer from low self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, and lose hope in self-improvement because we are enveloped in quiet desperation. Truth is, being a confident person is all about loving and accepting yourself, as cheesy as it may sound to you. One of Whitney Houston's songs says, learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. True enough. In order to love others, you must love yourself in the first place. And if you want to feel respected, you need to respect yourself first. Remember, you cannot give what you do not have. Before telling other people some ways on how to improve themselves, let them see that you yourself is a representation and a product of self-improvement. There's great power in being vulnerable and honest about it. Self-improvement makes us better people, we then inspire other people, and then the rest of the world will follow. If you do that, your confidence will skyrocket too. Stop thinking of yourself as second-rate being. Forget the repetitive thought of, if only I was richer, if only I was thinner, and so on. Accepting your true self is the first step to self-improvement and to become a more confident person. We need to stop comparing ourselves to others only to find out at the end that we've got 10 more reasons to envy them. We all have our insecurities. Nobody is perfect. We always wish we had better things, better features, better body parts, etc. But life need not to be perfect for people to be happy and secure about themselves. Self-confidence and loving yourself is not a matter of shouting to the whole world that you are perfect and you are the best. It's the virtue of acceptance and contentment. When we begin to improve ourselves, we then begin to feel confident and happy, even if we're not perfect. In this book, I'll guide you through some important steps in order to improve your confidence and love for yourself, so you don't feel as insecure around people or situations anymore. I want you to remember that you are someone with great value and that you can be confident about who you are. You are good enough and you can be confident about it, make no mistake. Could have another subtitle with another introductory text. Chapter 1. Self-Confidence and Making Choices. Self-confidence starts within you. Your assessment of your self-worth is what determines your self-confidence. Somehow, there is a gap between what you are now in your life and what you want to become in the future. The larger the gap between your self-image and your ideal self, the lesser is the level of your self-confidence. When you have high self-confidence, you are able to take risks and face new challenges with an open mind that you can achieve what your personal goals are. You believe in yourself that you will succeed and that you can make things happen. This allows you to do things that will direct you reaching your dreams and being the person you want to become. On the other hand, when you have low self-confidence, you are afraid of taking risks, and this disables you to grab opportunities that will help you achieve things in your life. You are doubtful with your skills and capabilities, and your mind is filled with negative thoughts. Hence, Even if you desire to be a better person in the future with a lot of achievements, you cannot take a step to reach that stage in your life. You are getting coward of realizing your visions. Being highly confident and overconfident are two different things you must know for you to be guided. High confidence enables you to do things right for your success. It will enhance your performance in whatever tasks you encounter. However, being too much confident will lead you to frustrations. Why? Because when you are too much confident, you neglect the simple things to prepare in pursuit of your success. You are thinking you can do everything, and when you are not able to do it, you will find yourself grieving too much for your loss. Perhaps there are aspects in your life that contribute to your current level of self-confidence. Well, self-confidence is really founded in your belief in yourself. However, the people around you can also affect your upbringing as a person. One of the most influential people in young people's lives is their parents. Yes, parents know best for their children. Definitely, they should be the first persons who will help youth to build confidence within them and seek to achieve things for their future. Yet, we have to admit, not all parents are applying what they know is best for their children. It is sad to note that parents are abusing their children, battered them, shouted them often, and give them a sense of unimportance. Hence, youth with this kind of family would feel they are not needed, that they don't belong, and that they do not have worth at all. Other people who greatly affect young people's level of confidence are their peers. Young as they are, they would want to belong in a group of friends whom they can share their thoughts and problems. They seek to be with their peers whom they can be who and what they really are. If the youngsters do not belong in any peer group and stays on their own, they will feel that nobody like them. They will feel that they are unwanted and that they have no people to get along with. As a result, their self-confidence rockets down and becomes low. How about you? What level are you in? Awareness of your strengths and weakness as well as your ability to achieve things will help you to understand what you are now as a person. As you further read this book, you will know how you can succeed in life with building high level of self-confidence. Life is about choices and the decisions we make. Before we move on, I want to talk to you about the importance of choices and decisions. It may not seem like it, but understanding this will make it a lot easier for you to become a more confident person. The reason is simple. A confident person trusts in their own decisions, so there's a lot of correlations between making choices and confidence. You know, life is like a road. There are long and short roads, smooth and rocky roads, crooked and straight paths. In our life, many roads would come our way as we journey through life. There are roads that lead to a life of single blessedness, marriage, and religious vocation. There are also roads that lead to fame and fortune on one hand, or isolation and poverty on the other. There are roads to happiness as there are roads to sadness, roads towards victory and jubilation, and roads leading to defeat and disappointment. Just like any road, there are corners, detours, and crossroads in life. Perhaps the most perplexing road that you would encounter is a crossroad. With 4 roads to choose from and with limited knowledge on where they would go, which road will you take? What is the guarantee that we would choose the right one along the way? Would you take any road, or just stay where you are, in front of a crossroad? There are no guarantees. But if you're a confident person, you'll still make a choice and do everything you can to get the best out of it. You do not really know where a road will lead you until you take it. There are no guarantees. This is one of the most important things you need to realize about life. Nobody said that choosing to do the right thing all the time would always lead you to happiness. Loving someone with all your heart does not guarantee that it would be returned. Gaining fame and fortune does not guarantee happiness. Accepting a good word from an influential superior to cut your trip short up the career ladder is not always bad, especially if you are highly qualified and competent. There are too many possible outcomes, which you really cannot control. The only thing you have power over is the decisions that you will make, and how you would act and react to different situations. Wrong decisions are always at hindsight. Had you known that you were making a wrong decision, would you have gone along with it? Perhaps not. Why would you choose a certain path when you know it would get you lost? Why make a certain decision if you knew from the very beginning that it is not the right one? It is only after you have made a decision and reflected on it that you realize its soundness. If the consequences or outcomes are good for you, then you have decided correctly. Take the risk. Decide. Since life offers no guarantee and you would never know that your decision would be wrong until you have made it, then you might as well take the risk and decide. It is definitely better than keeping yourself in limbo, and it's an attitude that will gradually rise your self-confidence. On the other hand, if you keep on postponing your decisions, you will get more and more insecure with time. Although it is true that one wrong turn could get you lost, it could also be that such a turn could be an opportunity for an adventure and open more roads. It is all a matter of perspective. You have the choice between being a lost traveler or an accidental tourist of life. But take caution that you do not make decisions haphazardly. Taking risks is not about being careless and stupid. Here are some pointers that could help you choose the best option in the face of life's crossroads. Get as many information as you can about your situation. You cannot find the confidence to decide when you know so little about what you are faced with. Just like any news reporter, ask the 5 W's: what, who, when, where, and why. What is the situation? Who are the people involved? When did this happen? Where is this leading? Why are you in this situation? These are just some of the possible questions to ask to know more about your situation. This is important. Oftentimes, the reason for indecision and insecurity is the lack of information about a situation. Identify and create options. What options do the situation give you? Sometimes the options are few, but sometimes they are numerous. But what do you do when you think that the situation offers no options? This is the time that you create your own. Make your creative mind work. From the most simplistic to the most complicated, entertain all ideas. Do not shoot anything down when an idea comes to your head. Sometimes the most outrageous idea could prove to be the right one in the end. You can ask a friend to help you identify options and even make more options if you encounter some difficulty, but make sure that you make the decision yourself in the end. Weigh the pros and cons of every option. Assess each option by looking at the advantages and disadvantages it offers you. In this way, you get more insights about the consequences of such an option. Trust yourself and make that decision. Now that you have assessed your options, it is now time to trust yourself. Remember that there are no guarantees and wrong decisions are always at hindsight. So, choose. Decide. Believe that you are choosing the best option at this point in time. And remember that you can always do your best at all times, no matter the situation. If you know you'll do your best no matter what happens, it's going to be easier for you to trust yourself more. After making a decision, be ready to face its consequences, good and bad. It may take you to a place of promise or to a land of problems. But the important thing is that you have chosen to live your life instead of remaining a bystander or a passive audience to your own life. That alone has to be enough to make you feel more confident. Whether it is the right decision or not, only time can tell. But do not regret it whatever the outcome. Instead, learn from it and remember that you always have the chance to make better decisions in the future. Now, are you ready to keep building your confidence? I hope you stick with that decision and keep on reading, because we're just getting started. Chapter 2: Basics to Building Confidence. Is self-confidence born or made? It can be both. Some people are born naturally with confidence. Others also acquired self-confidence as they seek to learn and understand it. Hence, they're the ones who made themselves confident. You too have the hope of becoming highly confident and find for yourself a higher ground to achieve success. You just have to be open to accept new knowledge and learn it. Basically, you must understand how important self-confidence is in your life. With no second thoughts, high level of confidence is definitely very important because it defines how much you can be able to achieve in your life. Also, it contributes to your happiness as it impacts the ideal you are eager to become. When you have this kind of knowledge, you will develop the self-confidence that will drive you to be a successful person in whatever endeavor you have. Self-confidence develops your ability to influence other people around you. The fact is that you cannot take a hold of any leadership role, for example, unless you have confidence in yourself. A leader has the ability to influence others to follow and convince them in your ideas. Without self-confidence, you yourself will be the first one to doubt your abilities, and you struggle to make decisions, as we already talked about. This will affect the way you lead your subordinates and how you deal with people in your life in general. As research has shown, people are most likely to disapprove an idea from someone who looks nervous. Moreover, they will not trust you as well since even you don't trust yourself. However, if you are confident enough, you can sell your ideas effectively to them, and they will have a confidence in you as their leader. Perhaps, The best time to start building confidence is during a person's childhood. You can help children acquire confidence as they are yet much more flexible in accepting new knowledge and suggestions. Children with low level of self-confidence are those who have poor performance in school. They do not participate in activities that much and most of the time spent a day alone in the corner of the classroom. Somehow, you can teach them how to overcome the attitude of being shy and non-participative. Children as they are, defending themselves of things they don't want to do is yet a difficult thing for them to do. Normally in school, children are forced by their parents to join extracurricular activities which they might not be happy joining at. Then, when they fail to perform it, a portion of their confidence is taken away by that activity. You can make a change in the lives of these children. They are very vulnerable to low self-confidence, and you can contribute to bring success in their lives. A good foundation of building self-confidence is when they are yet in their childhood phase. Unfortunately, not many of us have had the benefit of someone who read these words and actually tried helping us understand our worth, making us more confident children who grew into confident adults. For that reason, I'm going to share with you a 7-step program that you can use in order to develop your self-confidence and ultimately improve yourself. Giving a bit of attention to these 7 aspects of life will make you feel better about yourself and more confident in who you are. 7 steps for a better you. I seem to have lost count on how many times I've read and heard of celebrity marriages failing almost left and right. It seems strange that we often see movie and TV stars as flawless people, living the fairy tale life of riches and glamour. I suppose we all have to stop sticking our heads in the clouds and face reality. There are many ways to lose your sense of self-esteem despite of how trivial it could get. But whatever happens, we should all try not to lose our own sense of self. So, what does it take to be a cut above the rest? How can someone be so confident other people don't even notice their fears and insecurities? Here are some of the things you can think and improve on that should be enough for a week. 1. Know your purpose and goals. Are you wandering through life with little direction, hoping that you'll find happiness, health, and prosperity? Identify your life purpose or mission statement, and you will have your own unique compass that will lead you to your truth north every time. This may seem tricky at first when you see yourself to be in a tight or even dead end. But there's always that little loophole to turn things around, and you can make a big difference to yourself. Don't worry if you can't find a big purpose or something that would save the world. It's not really about that. Just focus on deciding a major goal in your life and stick with it. It'll make you a lot more motivated, which can improve your confidence in many surprising ways. 2. Know your values. What do you value most? Make a list of your top 5 values. Some examples are security, freedom, family, spiritual development, social relationships, and learning. As you set your goals, check them against your values. If the goal doesn't align with any of your top 5 values, you may want to reconsider it or revise it. Never negotiate your values. It'll make you insecure and stressed, which will not lead you towards a positive, confident attitude. Your goals cannot discourage you. Instead, they should motivate you to do more than you have ever dreamed of. 3. Know your needs. Unmet needs can keep you from living authentically. Take care of yourself. Do you have a need to be acknowledged, to be right, to be in control, to be loved? There are so many people who live their lives without realizing their dreams, and most of them end up being stressed or even depressed for that matter. List your top 4 needs and get them met before it's too late. If you're at least doing something to achieve those needs, you'll feel a lot more confident in the process. 4. Know your passions. You should know who you are and what you truly enjoy in life. No one will do that for you better than yourself. Obstacles like doubt and lack of enthusiasm will only hinder you, but will not derail your chance to become the person you ought to be. Express yourself and honor the people who has inspired you to become the very person you wanted to be. 5. Live from the inside out. Increase your awareness of your inner wisdom by regularly reflecting in silence. Commune with nature. Breathe deeply to quiet your distracted mind. For most of us city slickers, it's hard to even find the peace and quiet we want even in our own home. In my case, I often just sit in a dimly lit room and play some classical music. There's sound, yes, but music does soothe the savage beast. And believe me, doing this is essential if you want to be a more confident person. 6. Honor your strengths. What are your positive traits? What special talents do you have? List at least 3. If you get stuck, ask those closest to you to help identify these. Are you imaginative, witty, good with your hands? Find ways to express your authentic self through your strengths. You can increase your self-confidence when you can share what you know to others. Knowing your strength will make you realize your worth and stop dimming your light by being insecure. 7. Serve others. When you live authentically, you may find that you develop an interconnected sense of being. When you are true to who you are, living your purpose and giving of your talents to the world around you, you give back in service what you came to share with others, your spirit, your essence. The rewards for sharing your gift with those close to you is indeed rewarding, much more if it were to be the eyes of a stranger who can appreciate what you have done to them. Self-improvement is indeed one type of work that is worth it. It shouldn't always be within the confines of an office building, or maybe in the four corners of your own room. The real difference lies within ourselves and how much we want to change for the better. Chapter 3. How to conquer fear in any situation. Are your fears taking the most out of your life? You don't need to suffer from all these fears. You can overcome them. Fear is something you cannot take away. However, you can do something to lessen the pain it will cause you. This is not about your fear of heights, snakes, darkness, water, or anything like that. Only the doctors and psychiatrists can give you the solution to those fears. The focus of this are your fears towards reaching for your goal of succeeding in your life. Are you afraid of talking to people? Are you afraid of making mistakes? Somehow, these are some of our fears that will hinder us from accomplishing things we want to achieve. Fortunately, you can conquer your fear in any situation you are in. First, you must have a clear understanding of what your fear is all about. What causes it should be known by you, so you are able to do the appropriate things to overcome it. When you have full understanding of your fear, it will be easier for you to make the necessary adjustments to conquer it in time. As soon as you get to know your fear, you must have the courage to face it. Be vulnerable and accept your fear rather than fiercely denying it. Facing your fears is the only way to overcoming it. You cannot spend the rest of your life avoiding your fear and pretending it's not there. You cannot hide from it. You cannot go away from it. The only thing you can do is face it. By then, you will know how to surpass it ahead. When you get to face your fears, get exposed to it. Or it can be the other way around. Allow your fears to penetrate and get exposed to you. As you get exposed to your fears, you will find it easy to go through it. Have an ample dosage of it and see for yourself how you can make things happen. While you are exposing yourself in your fear, trust that someone will deliver you from it. There is a supreme being that can help you along the way. Trust in his providence. He is under control and he can give you the wisdom you need to overcome life's fears and obstacles. Getting in touch with your spiritual side will help you immensely in feeling more confident and overcoming your fears. It might be the best way to develop real confidence. Another great idea is changing your perspective. Somehow, a positive outlook in life will help you get through your fear and overcome it. Whatever negative things that happen in your life, there is still a future that awaits you. Focus on the positive things and underplay the negative thoughts within you. It's going to be a superpower once you do it. Finally, don't linger on the past. Instead, fix your eyes on the present and the future that is waiting ahead of you. Set your mind in the prize you want to achieve in this life and just try to be grateful for the possibilities you have. Allow me to share with you another set of 7 steps for you to conquer fear and become a more confident person. This time, we're going to focus on improving your mindset to a more empowering one with more positive than negative thoughts. Enlightenment. 7 steps to positive thinking. I'm sure you have a bright idea hidden somewhere in the back of your mind that you just can't wait to test out, but maybe you don't feel confident enough to put your ideas into practice. And of course, you're not the only one with bright ideas. So, what motivates you to churn those creative, or even inspiring juices to its utmost flavor? It's always best to set up a personal goal where you can accomplish the most in record time, maybe like mowing the lawn in an hour before the big game on TV. A correct and positive attitude in whatever you do will make things easier and even enjoyable. Here are some tips to power through the week even if you're just sitting in your favorite couch. An idea takes time to form in your head and is always at work while you are busy sitting. However, no idea is good on its own. They won't serve their purpose if you're insecure about yourself and can't get them out there in the outside world. Having a bit of positive thinking can help you realize things that are never thought possible. 1. Take passionate action towards living your life by design. Talk is cheap. Action means a deposit in the bank of a passionately authentic future. Without it, passion is void and meaningless. This is a perfect example where dreams are made of, where you start by tinkering with your mind, then with your hands. And if the idea weakens, you can always go back to it later until you finish it. 2. Commit to yourself as well as those you love to powerfully create a life you can love. Instead of reacting, commit to creating from your heart and soul, out of love rather than fear. Your dreams and goals will always be there, but a dream will still be a dream without motion. Be amazed as the transformation begins. 3. Recognize and embrace the thought that each moment is perfect regardless of its outcome. Confident people often accept things as they are and do their best with it, instead of stressing out and trying to control everything to their personal expectations. Every time you hit on something that may appear too extreme, why not give it a shot and see if it will work? You will be surprised to see if there are other ways to get the task done in time. If you are not pleased with the outcome, decide to use that moment to learn from and make the appropriate shift. By doing this, you'll feel more capable and powerful, which will surely improve the way you think about yourself. 4. Dwell completely in a place of gratitude. Learn to utilize what you have in your hands and make use of it in the most constructive way. Again, confident people are grateful for what happens to them instead of complaining about what's not working. Slipping into neediness will become less of a habit when you repeatedly shift towards gratitude, away from the insecure mindset. 5. Use a passion formula. Recognize/reevaluate/restore in place of the shoulda/woulda/coulda whirlwind. The former is based in increased knowledge and abundance, while the latter focuses on scarcity and lack. As you face people or tasks that may seem harder than scaling the summit of the Himalayas, allow yourself to realize that there's always a good side to everything. This will make you more focused on improvements and solutions rather than problems and regrets, which will lead you towards a more positive state of being. 6. Keep humor at the forefront of thought, laughing at and with yourself when possible. I know this doesn't sound easy, but it takes a confident person to not take everything so seriously. You may find yourself quite entertaining when you loosen up. I am yet to see a comedian ever go hungry, even though his jokes are as old as great-grandma. Life has so much to offer to allow you to mope around in self-pity. Humor is very attractive, very passionate, and life-giving. 7. Believe that you are the architect of your destiny. No one can take your passionate future from you except for yourself. Never let anyone tell you what you can or cannot do. Create your life authentically. As long as there's still breath in your body, there is no end to how much you can accomplish in a lifetime. The concept of thinking big is all about enjoying your work, which would lead to celebrate a discovery that is born within your hands. Watch everything flow into place with perfect, passionate precision. Do this and soon you'll realize there's no reason to feel insecure. You're in control of your life and nothing can be more reassuring than knowing that. It's interesting how people get wallowed up by something trivial as learning to use a computer, when nowadays that top computer companies are manufacturing software that even the kids can do it. I don't mean to be condescending, but that's the idea of not having any positive thinking in your life. You'll just end up as a dim bulb in a dark corner. So instead of subjecting yourself to what you will be doomed for, make your path by taking the first step with a positive attitude. Chapter 4/Final Words. Now you know that being confident and overcoming your fears is an inner mission that you can achieve by controlling your thoughts, regardless of where you are. And you have several valuable hints, tips, and tricks to successfully do that and become a more powerful version of yourself. But before we wrap this up, let me give you some final words that are of the greatest advantage to you if you want to live a better, more fulfilling life. Happy as you want to be. Now, you might be wondering, what does happiness have to do with confidence? More than you probably think, actually. Being confident is essential in order for you to be really happy. And by being happy, you naturally feel more confident. Therefore, it's wise to focus on these two qualities so you can elevate your emotional state exponentially and easily throughout your days. Almost everyone have heard the hit single, "Don't Worry, Be Happy" by Bobby McFerrin. The song has a very catchy way of conveying its message of being happy to everyone. Bobby McFerrin's simple message surely made a lot of people by telling them not to worry. Living a happy, resilient, and optimistic life is wonderful and is also good for your health. Being happy actually protects you from the stresses of life. Stress is linked to top causes of death such as heart disease, cancer, and stroke. One of the best things ever said is, "The only thing in life that will always remain the same is change, and in our life we have the power to make the necessary changes if we want to." Even if we find ourselves in an unbearable situation, we can always find solace in the knowledge that it too would change. Social networks or relationships are essential to happiness. This means that if you're confident enough to have more positive social interactions, you're probably going to have more chances of being happy. People are different, so accept people for who or what they are, avoid clashes, constant arguments, and let go of all kinds of resentments. If arguments seem unavoidable, still try and make an effort to understand the situation, and you might just get along well with people. Just don't take things personally and you'll be fine. Happiness is actually found in everyone. Increasing it is a way to make a life more wonderful and also more healthy. To be happy is relatively easy. Just decide to be a happy person. And commit to it, of course. Abraham Lincoln observed that most people for most of the time can choose how happy or stressed, how relaxed or troubled, how bright or dull their outlook to be. The choice is simple, really. Choose to be happy. There are several ways by which you can do this, so I want to leave you with these final tips that can change your life if put into practice. Being grateful is a great attitude. We have so much to be thankful for. Thank the taxi driver for bringing you home safely, thank the cook for a wonderful dinner, and thank the guy who cleans your windows. Also thank the mailman for bringing you your mails, thank the policeman for making your place safe, and thank God for being alive. News is stressful. Get less of it. Some people just can't start their day without their daily dose of news. Try and think about it. 99% of the news we hear or read is bad news. Starting the day with bad news does not seem to be a sensible thing to do. A spiritual connection is also recommended. Being part of a religious group with its singing, sacraments, chanting, prayers, and meditations foster inner peace. But remember, you don't need to be a part of some religion in order to be more spiritualized, unless you want to. There's a plethora of things you can do to just get in touch with your spiritual side, and there's certainly something out there that will resonate with you, so don't neglect this. Manage your time. Time is invaluable and too important to waste. Time management can be viewed as a list of rules that involve scheduling, setting goals, planning, creating lists of things to do, and prioritizing. These are the core basics of time management that should be understood to develop an efficient personal time management skill, which will make you more productive and increase your sense of self-confidence. These basic skills can be fine-tuned further to include the finer points of each skill that can give you that extra reserve to make the results you desire. Laugh and laugh heartily every day. Heard a good joke? Tell your friends or family about it. As they also say, laughter is the best medicine. Express your feelings, affections, friendship, and passion to people around you. They will most likely reciprocate your actions. Try not to keep pent-up anger or frustrations. This is bad for your health. Instead, find ways of expressing them in a way that will not cause more injury or hurt to anyone. Working hard brings tremendous personal satisfaction. It gives a feeling of being competent in finishing our tasks. Accomplishments are necessary for all of us. They give us a sense of value. Work on things that you feel worthy of your time. Learning is a joyful exercise. Try and learn something new every day. Learning also makes us expand and broaden our horizons, and could also give us more opportunities in the future. Run, jog, walk, and do other things that your body was made for. Feel alive. Avoid exposure to negative elements like loud noises, toxins, and hazardous places. These are the few simple things you can do every day to be happy. And always remember the quote from Abraham Lincoln. He says that most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. We've reached the end of this audiobook, so thank you for listening with us. If you enjoyed this content, please check in the description the complete version of this book and our other works that you'll enjoy. Thank you for being here and subscribe for more.